So I'm just gonna make this really quick, okay? Because I don't want to take too much time with this. But the whole point is that there's this YouTube channel, right? And they're called Asian Boss. They've been around for a couple years now, and they recently released a video talking about how they need money, okay? They said that because of COVID, they weren't making, well, before COVID, they weren't making any money from YouTube because YouTube demonetized their stuff. And so they got investors instead, but because of COVID, their investors backed out, and now they're going to lose their channel because they can't pay their employees, and yeah. So, they said that they want to be a media channel, right? They want to be a media channel so that they can, they want to be a media like network. They want to, they don't just want to be a YouTube channel, which I understand. I understand where they're coming from, but, I saw a post from them from 2018, and I remember, I don't know, as soon as I saw their video where they're like, we need money, I thought of that post from 2018. And the post was basically saying that, look, if you like our channel, you can volunteer to help us. Help us with interviewing. Help us with filming. Help us with editing. Pretty much do all the work. We won't pay you. And yeah. But you'll get to hang out with us, so that's cool. And they were advertising that 2 years ago, and ever since then, when they advertise for a position, for a paid position, they never post the salary online. So if you've looked at their videos, they're not very complicated. On occasion, they'll make a complicated video, but 98% of their channel is just basically, hey, I'm on the street, let's go talk to somebody. It's literally a camera person, an interviewer, and then they go up, and most of the time they record with a really like cheap $200 mic or even an iPhone sometimes. This is not high-tech shit. So the question is that they've been on Facebook. They went viral on Facebook before they ever went viral on YouTube. And Facebook doesn't demonetize stuff as much as YouTube. So my only question, and the only reason I'm making this whole fucking video, is just because, one, how many staff do they actually have, and where the fuck has their money gone this whole time? And, yeah, two, what are their expenses? What do they really need money for? I could have made a video just like theirs, where I rent out an office, or I go to a friend's empty office, and I sit down and I pretend like this is my office, and then I need money. And when you see a company and they donate to a charity, so they get, one, a tax write-off, and two, they can put it on their resume of just like, oh yeah, like we've contributed, look, we donated to this charity. I don't know why, but I feel that like the guys that are on Asian Boss, they're obviously calculative enough to think of really clickbaity titles and get these cool kind of sexy tabloidy interviews, but at the same time, I'm wondering, because remember, I don't know if you guys remember a lot of this, but Asian Boss, from what I remember, was a pickup artist channel, or at least it was based on pickup artist stuff, and then it moved over to interviewing stuff, and a lot of people fucking remember that. So I want to know, where the fuck why do they need all this money? And when back on the charity thing, they like to point out in the video that they've done all this thing, like they helped a teen mother in the Philippines, they helped a homeless lady get an apartment there. I can't but help feel like they did this just because they knew at some point they're gonna have to ask for money. They're gonna have to show all the good things that they've done, even though that's a small drop in the bucket of a majority of their stuff, which is just interviewing people. That's all it is. So now you go to their GoFundMe, and they had the goal of 700,000 Australian dollars, which I think is like $1.50 American, the conversion rate. But anyway, point is, it's just they raised the money, and how many fucking staff do they have, and what were they spending all their money on up until this point? I know they didn't have merch, but they sometimes had sponsored videos, and obviously they were able to monetize their videos on Facebook. So just, I don't know, this whole like, hey guys, we need money, I feel like this is the whole there's another YouTuber, I won't say their name, but there's these YouTubers in Japan, and they wanted to release their book. One was a comic book artist, and she wanted to release her first book, so they did a Kickstarter. They raised over like $90,000, Then literally a couple months later, they quit YouTube. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like it's sketch. I'm not saying the Asian boss is going to quit YouTube, but you know, there's an irkling, you know, there's an irking in my stomach that's making me thinking that, well, one, I don't know. I just don't. When they asked for volunteers, they were still relatively big 2 years ago. They're up to almost 3 million followers right now. So that means at least a couple of years ago they had at least a couple 100,000 people subscribe to them. So I don't know. Am I wrong and I'm just overthinking this? Do you guys agree with me that there's some sketchy elements here? Tell me what you think in the comments, because I'm only making this kind of video just because it's happened recently and I just want to give my 2 cents on it. So like always, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to what you guys have to say in the comments down below.